Hello. So we've covered the major aspects of WordPress. So we've discussed about the entire dashboard. We've discussed how to improve security, how to take backups, how to keep your site up to date. But still, if you're facing some problems with your website, how to actually debug. So debugging is a very important tool which you can use, where you can save a lot of time rather than going to developers or getting support from them. That will be the ultimate resolve. But the first step of resolution, it's better that you try to debug the site yourself. So WordPress provides a nice debug log, which by default is disabled. So let's see first how to actually enable it and how to debug WordPress sites to bring them back up. So I have a site here, a WordPress site, which is currently not loading for me. So this particular website, now it's giving me 500 internal server error. I don't know what exact issue it is itself. So what I can do is I am going to just turn on the backup, turn on the debug mode. So that I can achieve by FTPing to my server. This is the server where my WordPress installation is, and choose wp-config.php and open it. So this is the file which contains all the debug information. So now what I can do is here I need to set the WordPress debug. By default it is false. I need to turn it to true. So once I turn it to true, I'll just upload it back to the server. So now it's uploaded. So now what happens, I'll try refreshing my site to find if I get any notices. So now I see that I get a fatal error that allowed memory size of so and so bytes exhausted trying to allocate so many bytes. By default, the WordPress PHP limit is set to a low number, say 8 MB or 32 MB. So there is another setting for that in the same file, wp-config.php. So this file also contains a setting which says WP memory limit. In some things this might even be not there. So in case it's not there, just add this and then change this probably to 128 MB, 128 megabits of WordPress memory limit. So now once I do this, I save this and I upload it back to the server. So it's uploaded back. So now what I get is, if I refresh, the site should ideally load, because now I've increased the memory limit to 128 MB. But see, I get a lot of notices here. This is because now I've turned the debug information to true. So ideally in live sites, you should not keep this debug turned on. So once your debugging is complete, what you need to do is you need to again open the wp config file and change this debug true to debug false. So once I change it to false, I will upload the file back to the server again. And now when I refresh, the notices what I see now here should ideally go off, since now the debug setting is now off. So this is one effective way of debugging errors. Like if you get some strange errors, you get a 500 error, you get forbidden error and all that, you can just try turning the WordPress debug mode on, and it will display like what exact error it is. If it's a memory error, usually it will be with the WordPress memory limit. Just increase it and should work. And in case sometimes the issue might be due to some plugins. So in case the issue is due to a certain plugin, what you can do is just go to inside the content directory, go inside plugins, and find whatever plugin actually threw the error. So it will also show course module some error or something. So then just come here, just rename it to something else, module 1 or something, and then the plugin automatically will become deactivated, and hence the site will load back again. That means like that particular plugin was not compatible with the theme or the WordPress version, whatever you're using. So that's how we use the WordPress config file and the WordPress debug mode to actually fix errors. One more way which actually will help you out is the Chrome's built-in debugger. For example, it is our almost ready website now. So now what you can do is say this footer, this text is not clearly visible for me. So this is like this gray, probably it almost merges back with the footer background gray. So what I say I want to need is I will need to change this font color. Let's say in theme options this change is not possible. Then what you can actually figure out is just right click here and click on inspect element and open up Chrome's default debugger. So always when you open Chrome's default debugger, first check the console tab. It will show whatever errors that particular page has. For example, in this page, it has two security errors. It's saying that a frame with origin HTTPS is trying to be accessed from HTTP. So always you cannot try to access HTTPS from a HTTP site. It just compromises the security. So these two errors you can find and you can probably fix them. There is some code in the thing. For example, this is the Vimeo code. So this Vimeo code ideally now it is trying to do a HTTPS. That's the error here. So once you go here and change it to HTTP, this error should go. But now what we were actually concerned about was this get social with us. So now this is this particular paragraph where this particular setting is. So what I can do is, so this get social with us heading, the color for this will be set somewhere here. So this is the footer color. So this text is what the color what is displaying here. So now if I change this, now this, yeah, this white looks perfect for me. So now this setting will help me find out which exact setting in my theme actually has this color setting. So now I've changed this footer here. So this footer will be present again in the source file. Here again it's again displays the source file along with it. So now here it's main.css version 1.8.5. So now I can go back to FTP, I can find out this particular file. So the entire file link is highlighted here now. WP content themes, cream theme, CSS, main.css. I just have to identify that particular file and make the change to this particular footer section here. So this is again a very important, very useful method by which I can actually play around and see what exact change. Let's say if I want to increase the width or the height of this, I can just try changing the height, and that module size height now increases. And if let's say even if I want to increase the width, so all that is possible here. But this is like these changes are not on the live side. This is just for test purposes and just used to see whether whatever your changes are doing are reflecting on the site. Once I refresh this, the changes will get lost and it will go back to how the site was prior to me making those changes. So these changes are just for temporary purposes, just to test out, because you can't keep testing on the live site every time. So this debugger is a very good tool where you can test things on your live site temporarily, and then once whatever changes you make in the CSS is fine and what you're okay with it, then you can choose to go to your live site and then update the contents there. So now we saw two very good debugging options which we can use. One is the WordPress built-in debugger and the Chrome built-in debugger. So these two things will help you to solve any errors or any issues which occur with your site. So this is the first level of debugging. So say you want to figure out something more deep or something more closely associated with the theme, then the ideal place for you to look out is the themes support section. So all of these themes, whichever we are purchasing from Theme Forest, so they have a nice support forum available. For example, this cream theme whatever we're using, so we can see the comments. This is the first section. Say I have a problem with CSS, so I can just search if that particular CSS issue is already a problem for someone else. For example, someone had some menu separator problem, so now they've given the solution here. So this might probably even work for you. The second step is you can go to the support section. Some people handle the support here itself, or some people handle the support in their own support forum. For example, these theme developers, they handle the support at their own forum. So what you need to do is you need to sign up with your purchase code, Your purchase code is something which you get when you purchase a theme from Theme Forest. So you sign up and then you post your inquiries in these forums here. So once you post some things in these forums, these have very say these are actively monitored by the theme developers, and in case you post some issue here, so you can automatically see the theme developers responding here and trying to fix the issues for you. So these are the common debugging options which you can use to actually fix any kind of errors in your WordPress website.